Right, hello and welcome back to the FM Lowdown. Now, an apology, it's been a while since we've had an episode. Life is happening and we've had two updates since I've last played this save. So my little 3-2-5 of a box midfield might not longer work. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, what will probably happen with this save, to be honest, I don't really have the time to edit it and play through it. So what I'm thinking of doing is making this like a live save. Like we'll stream it for a couple of hours a week. If you'd like to see that, please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see it become alive. I think I owe at least one season which is this season, because we're in the Champions League and there's a chance we could win a league title if my tactic's not broken, because I recruited for the tactic that we play, which is the 3-2-5, as you know. So let's get into the transfers then. Like I say, it's been about a week and a half since I played this, maybe more. So a couple of players joined at the end of last summer. We signed Robau Nihem Ingrid Briskvold from Rosenborg. At the time we had a look at him, he had 5-star potential. That has gone down a little bit with some of the other players we actually bought. But he didn't join for a lot of money. He joined for £5 million. He's already played a game in the Premier League. But his value is really, really high. So he looks a very good centre-back considering what's happened over the summer. In terms of the other signing that came before the crossover was Jose Trinidad Pedraza. Now, we were looking at Chowner permanently, but this man popped up. 16 crossing, 16 pace, 16 stamina, only the 3 jumping reach. He don't need that. 12 work rate, really good at mentals, 16 long throws, which is something that I've found is apparently really overpowered this year. So he's come in for, I think it was £11 million. Yeah, £11 million. Only got the 1 assist so far. But yeah, adapting to life after he'd come in from Mexico, where he scored 5 goals and got 4 assists last season for Monterrey. But really excited to have him in the squad. In terms of outs, before the transitional period, Ratan White went out on loan to Notts County. That happened really early. The big out was Garcia Pascal. He left for £20.5 million. He didn't do anything for us last year. Didn't play for us last year. The season before, he was even more disappointing considering how much we spent on him. But he's left for double the money to go to the Championship and has only scored 1 in 7. So I think we've made the right call with him. But before we get into the ins, which annoyingly you could already see, we'll go through the outs. Joe Emery left for free, Spafford left for free, Weston left for free. So the first of the major outs, we sold 2 centre-halves. Amenda left for £13.5 million. This was going to happen. I think we discussed it at the end of last season, how he was probably going to go. He's just not good enough now for us. He's gone to Almeria in Spain. We upgraded. We've bought younger players. So he did a job for us with the couple of years he was here. But he has gone, and Ruben Cliver, we got 31 million from him from AZ Alkmaar. He wasn't someone we were looking to sell, but when 31 million came knocking, I just bit the bullet. He's not played still for Netherlands. While he's really good in our back three, I thought 31 million, I can't turn that down. I'm not going to lie. So we took the money, and we have obviously reinvested it over the summer. In terms of other outs, a couple of loans. Ulrich went out back on loan. Short went out on loan. Jason Day left for £3.5 million. He wasn't really going to play. Adam May, Curtis Feely, and Frank May. Frank Mayer was the big one. He went out on loan to Millwall just because of the players we bought. This one we didn't expect. Our backup goalkeeper's left for £19.5 million to go to Everton to be their backup goalkeeper. So Everton spent £19.5 million on a goalkeeper. I think we've literally pulled their pants down. Excellent for us in the Championship, excellent for us in the first season of the Premier League. Phased out last year due to us buying a new goalkeeper, but to get £19 million for a backup goalkeeper, stupendous business from us. And then we had Karabatri leave on loan, Evan Wright get his first senior loan, Markovic left on loan on deadline day purely because, again, didn't really play much last year, and with the centre-halves we've bought, he's not going to play, so he's gone out on loan. And then the final signing that's out was £10 million for Matteo Tremoni. Wasn't going to play this year. I'm considering we only spent, £1.5 million 2 years ago. Yeah, extremely good business. We had a really successful summer. So in terms of ins, the fun stuff, he's back. Claudio Echeverri, outstanding for us last year. 35 appearances, 13 goals, 8 assists. We triggered the clause. The budget's rolled over. and we just paid the money. £27.5 million all up front. No brainer with how good he was for us last year. He's already got a goal and 2 assists this season. So I've played basically the Premier League games, and we're literally going to focus on the Champions League this year, because I think that's probably the most potent competition that we're going to have interesting. Then obviously we get through the season, and then we'll come back to support the Premier League. So Echeverri was the first one. Esteval now was the second one. He's come on loan from Chelsea. I don't really need him now, but he's here because that's what we got at the start of the summer. I didn't really know where it was going to go. The budget was a lot lower when we bought him, purely because we didn't have the budget for the players that were sold. He's coming on loan, barely played for Chelsea over the last 3 seasons, but still got the massive, not as big potential. He's still really, really good. Can play off the right or in the middle. 16 dribbling, 15 pace. Work rate needs a bit of work on, but sort of like a channel midfielder. If he plays in the middle, he may be really good for us. So he's just come in as a bit of squad depth, near enough. The third player in was Malik Diouf. We looked at him in January. We couldn't get the deal done, but we've got it done now. And what it does offer is, if I want to go to a back 4, it gives me a left back option, which we didn't have last year. So he's come in from West Ham United, who I believe were relegated. No, they weren't. That's on something else. £6.5 million for Malik Diouf. Hasn't played too much for them, but I think he's got the attributes to be someone really good. 16 crossing, pacey, good work rate, natural fitness is high, so he's quick. We deliver a ball into the box, and that's exactly what we are after from our fullbacks, and now the back button's not working. Right. Mohamed Salah joined on a free transfer. He got released by Liverpool. His pace is only 12 now, but I think we can all see why I've still signed Mo Salah. Look at those technicals. 17 finishing, 18 crossing, 16 passing. He's joined on a whack of money. He's only here for a year. He's got a 1-year contract, and I thought, 37 years of age, he's going to add vital experience to some of our younger players. Look at their mentals as well. 18 off the ball, 17 work rate, 16 teamwork, 17 vision. While his acceleration's not the best anymore, he's already scored a goal in the Premier League. I thought for a free transfer, we originally agreed a deal with like a 10 million signing on fee. I pulled out the deal because I thought it was too much. We then got him in for like a 2 million signing on fee. So that's brilliant. So he's only cost us like £2 million. His wages are massive, but it's Mo Salah. The next player on the 9th of August. Now, I chased him all summer. Mentioned him last season. Jeremy Monga. Hopefully he works out better than our last signing from Leicester, who's barely played. He joined for £29 million, I think it was, with a lot of clauses in there. He's not done too much so far, but had an excellent season for Leicester last season, who did get relegated. So I'm hoping he can come in and hit the ground running. He's not done it so far because he's had injuries, but my God, have we got a player in Jeremy Monga, I think. So quick, decent finishing, so good on the ball. And he's going to play off our left-hand side, which is why Tremoni left. So, absolutely over the moon with this signing as well. Not capped by England yet, only 20 years old. Plenty of room to develop. And I think there was only 2 more signings. There was 3 more. Deadline day, we went a bit mental. Because of some outs, we needed 1 more centre-half. I got one from PSG. Jeremy Joaquin joined from PSG. Look at him, which is a big upgrade on Cliver. I think 15 marking, 15 headling, 16 tackling, 15 pace. A lot of money again. Joins for £24 million. PSG made a loss on him, but he's been playing in the Premier League, the Ligue 1 champions in France. So I think we've got another excellent signing with him to play in our back 3. Poygraz Yildirim has come in as the new backup striker. Again, 15 finishing, 15 pace, 15 work rate, 18 determination. And he's only cost us, 15? I think he cost us 18 million. Yeah, £17 million. It's a steal. We've had a really good summer. And the final signing, we needed another ball-winning midfielder. So Petar Susic has joined on loan from Inter Milan. Again, you can see why I've done it. So, we've got a really good squad. There is one issue. If this patch has broken my 3-2-5 tactic, we don't have a right back. So we'll go through the fixtures and then we'll take a look at the squad. So we're just playing Dynamo Kiev in today's episode. I will then try and get Slavia Prague and Inter Milan done for the next episode, the next one. And then we'll just see, because I've got a new job, moving house, so there's lots of life things going on, which is arguably why I want to stream it, because it's just jump on, you stream it. And so if you're interested in it, please let me know in the comments. So the start of the season's gone okay. We drew 2-2 with Aston Villa. We didn't have everybody in at that time, as you can tell by the team selection. We did take a lead, then Guendouzi pulled it back. We then, Eberechi Eze then scored to make it 2-1, but we couldn't hold out. And Evan Gesend, who scored so many goals against us in this save so far, made it 2-2. We then smacks Brentford away 4-0, 2 goals for Litika, 1 for Touré and another for Eberechi Eze. Touré is someone who we're going to try and look to gel a bit more into the team, because his stats are so good, and we kind of want him playing a bit more this season. We then beat Fulham 3-0 in the Premier League. Echeverri with another goal, and Eze again with another 2. He's got 4 goals in 3 Premier League games. He is currently unhappy because we're not playing him in his natural position. So he's wanted by West Ham on loan. He won't be going there. But he's now 31, so he's still here. But an excellent start to the season. We rotated the side, as you can tell by the team here, and we smacked Charlton 6-1. Balde got 3. Esteval got 1. Roddy Frame got 1. He's still here. And Gelabert scored 1. As you can see, we still don't like having the ball. We scored 6 goals with only 39% possession. And Juve played in the back 3. So he can do that as well. And then we went back to the Premier League action. We scraped past Brighton and Hove Albion with a 3-2 victory. A 91st minute penalty from Mohamed Salah gave us the victory. So in today's episode, we've got Dynamo Kiev. That's the only game of this episode, purely because it's the transfer bonanza. So if you take a look at the squad here, where do you think we're weak? So we need another goalkeeper. We don't have a backup. The backup is a 16-year-old goalkeeper. That is our backup goalkeeper. Mike Penders is the number 1. We then have Joaquin, Roble, McDonald, on Ogbu as our 4 centre-backs, along with Beraldo, who we rejected a £96 million bid from Manchester United for. I think was it 96? 56. 56 on deadline day, not 96, 56. I rejected it on deadline day, which is why we only got Joaquin, because I thought, it's going to happen. I rejected it and he'll get moody. He never did. So that was good. So we've got Galbraith, who's like our right back, but we don't have anyone else. So, like I say, if this update's broken my tactic, we're a bit screwed because we don't have a right back. Maloney's still here as a midfielder. Juve is obviously the left back. As holding midfielders, we've got Susic, Chukwemeka, Tarue, Diarra, and Page can also play there, but prefer to play further forward. On the right, you've got Pedraza and Salah. For the left, we've got Monga, Bozovic, and Roddy Frame, who can also play up front. Then for natural strikers, you've got Yildirim and Letika. And then attacking midfielders, you've got Gelabert, you've got Echeverri, you've got Eze. So yeah, we've got a pretty deep squad. It's 28 senior pros, which is perfect. Markovic needs to go to the under-21s because he doesn't exist. So we've got 27 players with a couple of our youngsters in there. If you look at the potential of our squad, you've got Monga 5, Bozovic 5. He's had so many injuries, so he needs an injury-free season. Frame, Balde, this needs to be a good season for him. So hopefully he can sort of hit the ground running this season. We've got Pedraza, Tarue, Moody Letika, Roble and McDonald, all with really high potential. McDonald is wanted on loan by a club, so we'll see what happens with that one. So in terms of the tactic then, it's not changed. It's just all if they've broken it. So the only thing I have been looking at with my tactic, it depends what save it's on. Like I had another save where I was just testing things, and with this shape I converted it to a 4-4-2. So we played a 3-2-5 in possession, but because we could move a right back into midfield because they could play inverted, it allowed me to allowed us to build up with a block with a 4-4-2, and that worked really well. And it works better than this because you weren't conceding from wide areas. But for this, it just doesn't work. Obviously, we could build up with Letika and Salah as the strikers, Estevahel on the right. But there is that gap at right back. It just doesn't work. McDonald, he could play an inverted fullback, I suppose, an inside fullback. So it may be something we have to look at if we have to budget until January and we have to go and buy a right back. In terms of money, you're probably interested in how much we got left. I don't think there's anything. There's £5 million over on the wage budget. So yeah, we need a right back, and we need a back another goalkeeper. In terms of our under-18s, Curtis Felian's got 5. He's out on loan. And our under-21s, Frank Mail's still got the 5 as well, and he's still here. So he's gone out on loan. So he's currently injured, though, which is a bit of a shame. So it's a big season for him. So in terms of team selection, then, for our first Champions League game, what are we going to do? We're going to obviously stick with this system because I need to see if they've broken it. And I really hope they haven't, because it's really good fun using a system like this. And Maloney and Gelabert were the 2, by the way, that missed out on our Champions League squad. So Pedraza or Salah on the right. I think you play Salah, but I've got to be wary that Pedraza's the one with the potential. And Esteval obviously plays further forward, so Eze will come in for Esteval because he's been in electrifying form. But I think that's going to be our strongest team for now. So it'll be Penders in goal, Joaquin, Ogbu and Beraldo as the back 3, Chukwuemeka and Susic in front of them 2, Salah, Echeverri, Eza, Bozovic as the attacking 4, and Latika leading the line, which leads it out of possession looking like that. So let's go then. I'm just going to change one thing that I have changed in the final third, and it's to do with crosses, and it's already done. Perfect. So let's get cracking then. Hopefully they've not broken my tactic. We can all pray that they haven't, because it's, like I say, it's good fun using not the bog standard tactics. If they have broken it, then I'm going to have to come up with something new. And we'll find that out as we play more games. But like I say, first time on this patch the last 2 patches that I've actually played this. I have not played this since I think the first week in December now, and the date of recording is like the 17th of, I think it's the 17th, yeah, the 17th of December I'm recording this. So, yeah, I've not played for a little while, and that's unfortunately just life. So, Champions League music, Champions League theme song. Oh my god. This is the first time I've actually played in sort of a Champions League format on this game. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The Sheffield Wednesday playing Europe in Dynamo Kiev. The stadium's empty. Oh, look at that. Wow. I've not done this. I've not played in Europe. And after a season where we actually nearly challenged for the title, the aim should be this year to try and probably win the Premier League, but we're in the Champions League. I want to do really well in this. As they all line up with the Champions League anthem blaring in the background. I don't know if it's going to be playing in the video because I don't know what's copyrighted like. I have been playing on a 2D Classic just to try and see a few more things. So underway. Hopefully they've not broken my tactic. Oh, they've still not patched this then. I remember having this on our last episode. And Salah is currently running to the ball. They've played it to the left. And now they're in an advanced position. They're probing down the right-hand side. Longvik now has the ball for Dynamo Kiev, which is reading the teletext at the bottom. And they could have a penalty. 90 seconds into our Champions League debut, Dynamo Kiev could have a penalty, and it's no penalty. Dynamo Kiev have a free kick. They may well score the free kick, but we're not going to see it. There we go. It's disappeared now. So, yeah, we may... If we're going to go to a back four, we've obviously got Galbraith. Galbraith can play the inverted into midfield role. So, if we're going to play like a 4-4-2 against some teams in terms of out of possession, Galbraith will have to play in midfield because he can play right back. McDonald could do it, but then I've got to change it sort of that we play an inverted full back, and maybe the left back has to go in midfield, but then Juve can't do that. So we've just got to hope that this tactic still works. And we're 25 minutes into it. We've had our first shot in anger, but not really created any clear-cut opportunities so far. As Bozovic completes the clearance, and Hubenko has the ball for Kiev. Djankov into the box, Joaquin clears, and Salah now has the ball. Now, can Salah use his experience? Finds Echeverri. Echeverri driving forward. Oh, he's done one. Still has the ball. Knocks it into Salah. Salah takes it on, gets the ball into the box, and Atika running at it. Heads it over the crossbar. Good opportunity for us, that. That was well worked as well. And the other thing I've been trying in terms of in possession, obviously, out of possession, our centre-backs are wide because they can cover the wide areas. But that leaves us so open through the middle of the pitch. If they play like Villa did against us, they play with 2 8s that press. or two strikers. If a team is playing two strikers against us, we have issues. As the ball's come into the box and Penders misses it, and the ball's just gone over our crossbar. But teams that play two up front or two midfielders that are charging at us, we get very well overloaded through the centre of the pitch. As Chukwuemeka does well, and it's down the line, but Latika is going to get there. Number 66 hasn't come across for Kiev, and he has now, and Latika is driving into the box, driving around everyone, and he scored. Sheffield Wednesday lead in the Champions League. I don't really know why number 66 has not gone out to close him down, but Latika, and they always miss, but it's a brilliant goal from our number 9. And we lead 1-0 half time. Oh no, maybe it could be 2. It could be. Salah with the corner. Salah in. What's the ball? Oh, the keeper's got the ball, and that's half time. We lead 1-0 against Dynamo Kiev. We've not been the best team, but we lead, and that's the main thing. We lead in Europe. Susic finds Eze. And that's the end of that pointless highlight. But see what I mean? So there's the two strikers there. I don't know if you can see it next to our 5 and 25. So we've got the spare man of the 4. If this 13 now goes onto our back line as well, problems. As Hurich out wide to Zhankov. But now here's the problem. See, the 8's got to track the 41 and we get a bit overloaded very quickly. As Longvik has the ball at the edge of the box and shoots and it's wide. This is where we get overloaded. Counter-attacks and teams that are very good in transition tend to seem to be overloading this tactic. And all the testing I've tried to do on I have this test save where you just test different tactics with different teams, just because I quite enjoy that side. But I've noticed that with this system, but it's been so good on this save, I've continued to use it, and we've just hit the post there through Chukwuemeka. Especially in the Premier League, it seems to have worked well. But like I say, I've not touched this save since the shouts come back and the patch before. So it doesn't, so far, seem to be as effective. Because I don't think Dynamo Kiev are going to be one of the better teams in Europe. But Bozovic does exceptionally well. They're working hard as Susic. Back to Bozovic. To Beraldo. Just knock that inside. Yeah, it's lovely. But now, here we go. Right, Eze. Over the top. I think Latika's offside here. And he's missed anyway. He wasn't offside. That was the chance for 2-0. As we head to the 60th minute mark. And we have a highlight immediately from, see what I mean, my 8 here, which is Chukwuemeka, needs to be on their 8. He's completely spare. And that's good defending by Ogbu. But if he looked it out there, that's what I mean. Number 30's got all the room down the side here. As Tiari now brings the ball out wide to Mukovenko. Into Longvik. That'll probably go out. No, it's gone out to Hurich. And Bozovic hasn't tracked Zhankov. Hurich into the box. Zhankov in. Blocked on the line. And it's in. Biggie Lankoke makes it 1-1. That was coming. We're going to have to change to a back 4, I think, here. We are going to have to change to a back 4. We're just getting overrun everywhere. Right. So let's have a think about this. In terms of a right back, Beraldo can play the left. That's fine. Bozovic can stay on the left. We'll bring Eze off. Oh, Juve can play left back, can't he? So we've got an actual left back. So Juve can come on. Joaquin can't play right back at all. But he's our best centre back. So he's going to stay on. Ogbu will come off. And Galbraith's going to have to come on. Galbraith can come into the midfield. And we'll go with that. Bozovic has actually been terrible. So Jeremy Monga will come on for him. So that's what we're going to look at doing. In terms of out of possession, it'll look like that. I prefer the 4-4-2. Tracking forward, tracking like that. That's fine. We'll go with that. So we've changed to a more familiar system that the game engine now seems to like. As we head past the 70th minute mark. The most important thing in this Champions League, I think, is going to be our home games. We've got to win our home games. Zhankov now. Juve does well. Into Beraldo. As you can see, there's Galbraith in midfield. Susic. Galbraith. Into Echeverria. There's the man over on the far side. Is Mo Salah. Salah down the line to Echeverria. We've got a couple in the middle. I think he's offside. I think Latika's offside. Yeah, he is. Waiting for VAR. He was offside. So we're going to bring Salah off as well. We're at 75 minutes. Salah off for Balde. He can come on the right. No, Pedraza will come on the right, actually. I think we've got so many options now. And Chukwuemeka's going to come off for Rue as well. As we're going to encourage the lads with 10 minutes to go here. Can we find a winner? As long as they don't find a winner. Oh, that's a good ball through. That should be Penders. And it is. So there, Galbraith goes into midfield. Juve. Into Monga. Jeremy Monga now driving at the Kiev defence. Juve. To the byline. Into Monga. Into the box. Echeverri. Twist. Turns and scores. That's what you pay the money for. Get in there. One of my favourite players I've managed on this game. I'm not going to lie. And we lead Dynamo Kiev 2-1. The system change has worked, ladies and gentlemen. It's worked, and if we look at the match momentum since we probably changed it, we've probably just been as bad. Yeah, we've probably been as bad. With 2 minutes of injury time left, there is a highlight. Pedraza on the right, loses it twice. And oh no, they're coming forward. Hurry inch. That's a good... Juve should deal with that. No, Juve. Why don't you just head it back to the goalkeeper? He's offside anyway. He's got to be offside, but it's over anyway. It's fine. Cautious. Are we going to win our first... We've not deserved it, but we've won our first Champions League game. We've not deserved it at all. So some things for me to ponder on, I think, after that. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Quite a bumper episode. You get £1 million for winning a Champions League game. Oh, lovely. So do let me know if you want to see this save continue. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll sort something out where we can stream it, and so we can get the season done, if that makes sense. Because I feel like I owe a Champions League season, and then maybe if you really enjoy the streams, we'll continue it. So please let me know in the comments. But thank you everyone for watching, and let me know what you think of the transfers and how you think we'll do this year. And thank you everyone for tuning in.